After 2 weeks of grueling fighting up the countryside, elements of the Canadian 1st Infantry Division had made it to the outskirts of Ortona on the evening of December 20th, 1943. Scouts from the Loyal Edmonton Regiment were given a reconnaissance mission to ascertain enemy positions. The scouts were surprised to find the German defensive positions unmanned. A surprise attack may have caught the enemy off guard, but the Loyal Eddies needed the evenings to prepare for such an offensive. The attack would have to wait until morning. The scouts were successful in identifying a line of entrenched positions 1 block in from the edge of town. Machine gunners were set up to cover the forward approaches. A handful of infantry were in a small farmhouse on the left. Intelligence gathered from German prisoners warned of snipers in a larger building a few blocks back, all an effort to keep the Allies from getting a foothold into the town. The Loyal Eddies have been told to clear the first 2 blocks and critically take the sniper position so there's a clear and safe path to bring the tanks and guns. The success of the division will depend upon their ability to bring heavy firepower into the streets of Ortona. The Loyal Eddies organize elements of their B and D companies for the assault. First, B Company will move in on the left, where they hope to catch the Germans in the farmhouse by surprise. From there, they hope to sweep into the entrenched positions. This is meant to draw enemy attention to the left, allowing D Company to move and close in from the right. Once they have secured the defensive line, the 2 companies will converge on the sniper position to take the objective. That is the plan, at least. The mortar attachment with B Company sets up in the pre-dawn light, preparing to use smoke rounds to mask the company's movement from the machine guns. The smoke lands perfectly, obscuring the machine gunners' line of sight on the whole left approach. But before the Eddies can seize the initiative, sniper fire catches infantry in the streets, causing their first casualty. The sound of sniper fire alerts the Germans in the farmhouse. They come out firing at the Canadians in the streets. B's mortar group is quick to react, switching to explosive rounds and firing on the Germans to keep them from closing. This gets everyone moving. A team moves up to assist the men pinned in the street but ends up caught in the crossfire. Another team moves to clear the left approach but hits the ground at some distant movement. A squad moves to clear the area across the street from the farmhouse. They manage to avoid a German trap before moving the mortars into the building for cover. A section from B Company closes in on the farmhouse, flanking the Germans under the mortar fire in the street. Behind them, a squad hears a noise and spots movement across the street. The Eddies in the street rally, with the squad closing on the Germans before they can retreat. A team pulls the wounded back to cover themselves in the building. Inside the small building, Eddies send word to D Company to move into position. D Company arrives 2 blocks down, remaining concealed from the German guns. Sniper fire rings out, catching an Eddie in the street. The smoke near the German machine guns is dissipated, and they open fire on the small building. The Canadians inside are forced out the back with at least 1 casualty. Another sniper in the area trains its sights on the retreating units but misses. The sniper down the road catches another man in the street, forcing the remaining members of their unit to pull back. The German machine guns shift their fire to the men gathered behind the small building, forcing them back under the hail of fire. A team breaks off to pull the wounded back. The Eddies machine gunners daringly cross the street into the small building, where they get line of sight to open fire at the German guns across the street. The suppressive fire gives the section behind them the chance to enter the German positions. The Germans in the machine gun position are quickly overwhelmed by the Canadian infantry. They retreat through the defensive positions in the street. D Company uses the break in fire to seize the initiative. An observer moves up and calls in the spot for the sniper position 3 blocks away. Guns down the coast start making their adjustments. A squad from D Company is sent to clear the building on the left, while a team goes to make contact with B Company, working to help clear the area between the 2 formations. A section from D Company moves up to control the position in front of the observer. D's mortar works to clear the area behind the larger building, while a team works to clear the area in front of it. One of D's squads stays in reserves in the building to the rear. The sniper team traveling with them hugs the side of the building. Soon, they can all hear the sound of the guns in the rear before the barrage comes down on the target ahead of them.